It's Cougar Sports Saturday.
It's complete. Another touchdown!
Cougar Sports Saturday. A presentation of KSL Sports.
Left wing for three. He got it again!
BYU Sports Talk by Cougar fans for Cougar fans. Here are your hosts, Mitch Harper and Matt Baiamonte. On Utah's legacy home of the Cougars. KSL News Radio, 102.7 FM and 1160 AM.
I love this time of day on Saturdays, especially during the off season when the top five becomes a staple every single week at this time. I don't know about you, Mitch, but I have been sorely lacking just the competitive juices in my life on a weekly basis. You feel the same way?
Oh, yes. I am missing that, and it's back, baby. Top five action. Let's get it on.
The Cougar Sports Saturday Top 5, sponsored by Economics Partners. Mitch and Matt clash in a weekly battle of BYU sports knowledge. Here's the Top 5.
For those of you who are new, because it's been a long time since we've done the top 5, this is how it works. Producer Nate, fresh off a Bahamas Caribbean cruise, he puts together a list. It could be factual, it could be preferential. And myself and Mitch Harper, we take guesses back and forth until someone gets 3 correct guesses. Or in a very rare case, if we run out of time, then producer Nate gets the win. But it's a fun little competition segment that we do around BYU trivia. Welcome back from your cruise, Nate.
Yeah, it's good to be back. I mean, look, I'm not going to say it's good to be back. It's good to be back on the show, but I'm not necessarily happy to be away from the Bahamas.
I can appreciate that. Mitch, on the other hand, has yet to appreciate the turquoise waters of the Caribbean on a cruise. All you can eat.
Yeah, I haven't enjoyed that yet.
You need to, though.
I just see the commercials.
Make a commitment
Sandals.
right here now that you will enjoy. You will partake in a cruise at some point in your life.
I want to. It sounds amazing, but I'm just afraid of swimming on water. You got to understand, man. I'm frightened of that.
No swimming required.
I'm afraid of that Finding Nemo ride at Disneyland. I don't want to go in that submarine. I don't want to go underwater.
I'm afraid of that too, but you don't have to be underwater on a cruise.
I need windows, man. I need to look at some industrial yard in a Big 12 city as my view. That's what I need, baby.
All right, producer Nate, what do we got? Why do I keep calling you producer Nate? I'm sorry. Nate, I'm just going to call you Nate.
Yes, Nate.
It's fine. Hey, Matt, so you have been really excited for the top 5. Do you know what the number 112 is?
The number 112 happens to be the amount of grams of sugar in a can of Mountain Dew.
Really close. 112 is the amount of days that have passed since the last time you won the top 5.
Oh,
wow.
Oh, my
112.
gosh.
You got to go back to August 26th.
Oh.
Nate, he's just revealed my secret. I launched a website that said, when was the last time Matt Baiamonte beat Mitch on the top5.com? Oh. And it's got a picture of Bronco with that sad view of his face in 2013 before the BYU-Utah game. How many days has it been since Matt beat Mitch in the top 5?
How many times has it been? 3? 4?
Let's see. 1, 2. This will be 5. So four times.
Mitch is on a 4-game winning streak.
4-game winning streak, and I think it might even. Let's see. Yeah, 4 games, but I think it's like he's got 6 of the last 7 or so. It's been a little bit, but you had a chance to get back at it today. Jaxson Robinson scored 28 points in a win over Denver on Wednesday night, and that is tied for the 9th most points off the bench in BYU basketball history. So going back a little bit, since the year 2000, there's been only 5 other players to score 26 points or more while coming off the bench. So today's top 5 is to name those 5 players. So the last 5 players since 2000 to score at least 26 points off the bench.
Ooh, okay.
So
Jeez.
Here we
tricky.
go.
What's the point number again? 26?
26. And these are all recognizable names. There's no random player from 2007 or anything like that. These are household names. And Matt's going to be starting out.
Do we have to give you the year or just the player name?
Just the player name. So don't have to say the game, don't have to say the year.
It's 5 different players?
5 different players.
Okay.
Yep. And there's a few of these players have done it multiple times, but I'll cover those.
Okay.
Well, since he was in KSL's building yesterday, Mitch. I'm going to have to go with Jimmer Fredette.
Yep.
Oh no! I've lost the advantage.
What?
Jimmer Fredette never scored over 26 coming off the bench.
Even in that NCAA tournament game against Texas A&M in Anaheim?
Nope.
Wow. Man, I saw the guy that beat him out at the BYU Fresno State game. I was so tempted to say, how does it feel to walk around knowing you were starting in front of Jimmer? Ben Murdoch?
Yeah.
Anyway, how about this? Guy that played in the Jimmer era, Mike Lloyd.
Mike Lloyd Jr., that's a good one. Do you remember the game?
Yes, the NCAA tournament.
Yep,
it was against Florida, the double overtime game in the NCAA tournament.
Yep, 26 points. That's one of my favorite games of all time, honestly.
Yeah.
Like that was a fun game.
I remember, too, Mark Durant on that radio call, because I went back and listened to the podcast of that after that win and listened to that broadcast, and I remember listening to Mark going, because Mark and I feel like I relate to him as far as like the nerves that go into certain venues for BYU. And he's like, Greg, this is just what it's got to be to get that first NCAA win. Because you remember that time, BYU hadn't won an NCAA tournament game since 94.
Yeah.
I mean, it had been forever. It was like, are you going to get it done? They got it done, and that was an epic win for BYU.
It was. And epic chance for a 2-0 lead.
How about this? Jonathan Tavernari.
No JT.
Man, you know what? We should put that on notice, because JT, he's dropping 40 a night. Just
was
kidding,
not.
JT. Love you, man.
Let's go with, my goodness. The hard thing is which household names maybe came off the bench at one point in time. I don't think, I'm going to say his name anyways because he was a great scorer, but I never think he was a bench player. Tyler Haws.
Not on the
I think his
list.
freshman year he started.
How about Kyle Collinsworth? No.
He just wasn't a good scorer when he was
Yeah.
coming off the bench. He was basically rebounding and
He scolded me
defense.
for getting that chocolate cougar tail. I'm sorry, Casey. That sugar was good. How are we getting so much sugar references on this show today?
Let's go with Jimmy Balderson.
Oh, boy.
That's a deep cut. No
Love
Jimmy
me some
Balderson.
Jimmy B. The student section holding up the Canadian flag. Let's see. Let's go with, I think, Lee Kumar early in his career.
What
no,
about
but there is another player in that same range. So the Jimmy Balderson
Give a
Hard
hint.
era.
Since I'm up 1-0, give a hint.
This guy.
Well, not
let's do another
the
one.
guy,
Let's-
but
yeah,
like-
let's do another one.
hold on. Let me just get a guess out there quick because
Yeah.
I'm feeling Matt Carlino.
Oh.
There we go.
There you go.
Baylor,
Okay,
right?
no hints.
First game, Baylor.
No. So two other games though. He had a 30-point performance against Portland in 2014, and then a 28 performance against Pacific in 2014.
Oh, I don't remember those, but he could
That
fill
one
it
does.
up.
I think the Portland one, wasn't that the Bobby Sharp game? Wasn't that the triple overtime? Because that was in that weird phase, I
was on
think.
my mission, so I don't know.
Okay, I think it was in that weird phase where Carlino got benched and Cusick started,
Oh yeah,
and Bobby Sharp just ripped him.
Yep.
It was like, what? And I think Tyler Haws had a 40-piece in that game. I can't remember. Maybe I'm getting it mixed up.
Jeez.
It was weird. Let's see here.
Do you want a hint?
No, we'll keep going.
Okay.
How about Elijah Bryant?
Another good name, but no, not on this
Felt
list.
like he was another one of those guys that just pretty much started from the get-go because he transferred in, sat on the bench, and then next year was in the mix, right?
I'm going to cut in. I'm going to give one hint.
Okay.
So, two of the remaining three names are players that spent quite a bit of time starting at BYU. Just because you said that.
Okay, they spent a lot of time starting. Well, what the heck? Why not? Nick Emery.
No, Nick. At
Noah-
least not in the records I saw. But
Noah
I don't know if they've been
Hartsock.
scratched.
He was. I think.
Noah.
Geez, that starting element is interesting.
I think I can know one.
Oh boy, I got to steal this guy from you.
I think I know one of these guys. It's a good list, by the way.
This is a great list. Brandon Davies.
How about Charles Abuo?
Good names, but I think you're just missing.
Jeez.
How many did any of these guys play for Pope as a head
Yes.
coach?
Yes.
Some of these guys played for Pope, huh?
Yes, and we'll narrow the window down a little bit. So this player played in the
Pope.
oldest player played in 2003, 4, 7.
2003, 4, and 7.
Yeah, at least these are the 3 times that he scored over 26 points off the bench.
2003, 2004, 2007. That doesn't help me one bit. I've got to be honest.
He was money from deep. Just money.
Mike Rose.
Oh!
Let's go.
Oh, I just had flashbacks of Gus Johnson. Mike Rose! BYU Xavier, right?
Yeah,
I loved him
No,
back in the
Xavier
day.
was not on this list, but he did have 27 against UNLV in 2007, 26 against SUU in 2003, and then 26 against Santa Clara.
His
in
debut,
2004.
I always remember against Southern Utah, he dropped 24 off the bench. He had 8 threes in that his college debut. But yeah, gosh, how did I forget Mike Rose? He's the man. I always see him on Instagram. Got a beautiful life, living like the high life Instagram lifestyle. Love it. How about Rudy Williams?
Oh, that is
Nice.
a good
Last year
pull.
against Utah.
Yep,
That
last
is
year
a
against
good
Utah's
pull.
one, he had 26, and then he also had 26 against Creighton and 28 against San Francisco, so 3 times.
He was a bucket, man. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like BYU's gotten a lot better, obviously. I think Rudy was just at a disservice because he arrived so late.
Yeah.
Yep.
He then started to get good at the end of the season. It's like, well, season's over. You're not going to the CBI. So it was, but he can get a bucket.
Yeah, and are we back to Matt?
Yeah.
For the
It's
win.
It's
Yeah,
2-all.
2-2.
I've failed many times in this position.
112 days.
You got
Matt.
2 already? I thought you got 1.
Yeah, he got 2. He got Mike
Yeah,
Rose
I got
and Matt
Mike
Carlino.
Rose and
Carlino, yes.
and Matt Carlino. 2-all. Backs against the wall.
August 26th. It's a long time ago.
That's when BYU
August
was
26.
going to bowl games, winning 8 games.
Jeez. August 20. Yeah. Hope sprung eternal back then in August. Since we saw him the other day, what the heck? TJ Haws. Oof.
Okay. All right. This is tough.
This is a good list.
Only 1 appearance from this player.
1 appearance.
Didn't come off the bench very often.
Was it against a notable opponent, or was it just some random game?
Random game.
Oh, boy.
January 27th.
Oh, jeez.
I'm not going to say the year.
Oh, man. Let's go with Steven Rogers.
I love that. That crossed my mind. That's a great pull.
This player is coming off an injury. I think that's why he came off the bench.
Kyle Davis. Jeez. This is tough.
I think he was coming off injury.
Jackson Emery.
Makes sense.
I thought about Jackson Emery, too.
We're getting up against it. We might have to. Are we going to bleed this into 2 segments?
No, absolutely not. We're not bleeding this into 2. We're just going to have to start going rapid
Okay,
fire
let's go.
here in a minute.
Do I say the injury?
No. Don't tell us the injury. One bit.
Okay.
Let's go with Chase Fisher.
Eric Mika?
My goodness.
It was against Pacific, so you guys are in the right era.
Oh, boy. Oh, no. Oh, no.
I got it!
Oh, no.
Go ahead, say it.
I don't think I
feel like
have
I
it.
got it.
Let's go with, jeez. I don't have it. Ah!
You want to pass it? Give me the win?
Jake Toulson. This is depressing.
Same team, Yoli Childs.
Oh,
Yoli
jeez.
Childs.
Oh.
2019-2020. Yoli. When you said Pacific, I'm like, Yoli! He came off the bench.
It's 2018. But yes,
2018. Oh, okay.
I don't
think it's
remember this.
when he busted his finger.
Oh, yeah.
Yoli, though. I remember
Yep.
that.
So Yoli, 26 against Pacific.
Thank you for that hint, or else I would have been going and going. I was combing through the 2004 roster in my head. It's like, did Trent Plaisted come off the bench? Okay, revisit the 5 names again.
Yeah, so the 5 players that have scored over 26 points or more coming off the bench since the year 2000, we have Rudy Williams, 3 times, Yoli Childs once, Michael Lloyd Jr. once, Mike Rose 3 times, and then Matt Carlino twice.
Good list.
Great list. That was a great top 5. Another painful loss.
When he said Pacific, man.
You had it.
I had it. I just remember Yoli having some big games there. I think 2 of them were off the bench. I think the following year in 19, he was coming back too. So good stuff, Nate. We got to get to a break on their side. We'll put a bow on hour number 2 and talk some more BYU basketball coming up here on Cougar Sports Saturday.